And the award for the most hated municipal machine goes to this parking meter. Woo! Or I guess, boo! You suck, meter. My my beef with this particular meter is that it doesn't work. But parking meters and parking in general have had a contentious history in New York City. When the automobile began to be popularized in the 1910s and 1920s, the idea of storing your car on the street for an indefinite period of time was unheard of. Drivers who left their pleasure cars on the curb were seen as menaces who were causing congestion, keeping deliveries from being made, and were contributing to the loss of life and injury. Just like how an idle horse and carriage belonged in a stable, a parked car's proper place was in a garage. But from the beginning, drivers bemoaned parking garages as an inconvenience. In the 1920s and 30s, New York eased up slightly and allowed for cars to be parked up to 1 hour during the day and up to 3 hours after midnight. But the city was still insistent on drivers generally using garages for their car storage. Unfortunately, garages weren't enough to contain the post-World War II car explosion, so the city gave in to street parking, but not without trying to get some money out of it. This is New York after all. In September of 1951, New York City installed its first parking meter, which was invented in Oklahoma City way back in 1935, mind you. So we were a little late to the game. But the meters not only produced funds that were earmarked for easing traffic congestion, but they also encouraged parking spot turnover. 9 years later, in 1960, the city finally put some muscle behind those hunks of metal with the introduction of meter maids, who probably rank up there with IRS auditors and DMV tellers for most hated civil servants. But the NYC meter maid and coin-operated parking meters went together like PB&J, up until the city announced in 2009 that the coin meters would be replaced by the solar-powered, Wi-Fi-enabled, robo-looking Muni meters, as the new meters, which typically are found one to a block, don't delineate parking spaces, allowing for 10 to 15% more parking spaces to be created. But at what cost? These modern meters also took away the simple pleasure of pulling up to a parking spot and finding that there were still a few minutes left over on the meter from the last driver who parked there. Those were the days.